There you go. ENCE versus Torpedo. I wanted to quickly tell you guys how they got here. ENCE had to play Team YP, which is probably their hardest match, and one that landed in the round of 16, which was pretty crazy. Won that 2-1 to beat the Quack Pack 2-0, and now here they are in the round of 4. Torpedo took down Orgless, which was formal Pixel Fire, and then yesterday we also cast their game where they kind of dominated their Swedish brethren in Publicler 2-0, and that's landed them here in the round of 4. So on Cobble, into the pistol round. Dust, what are you seeing?
Well, so far we are going to see just kind of a default spread from Torpedo. You got a couple of guys over towards B, but also trying to get a little bit of presence over here at mid. They already kind of forced Alu back, who took a peek through the doors and took a lot of damage, so he's dropped back into the connector. But Zart and Standa are still holding pretty aggressively here inside the long A hall. So if, in fact, these three guys over here at mid do try to go for some type of long A control, they will get contested immediately. But the way the bomb is positioned, I'm not really sure what their plan is here. Right now it seems like they're just looking for picks.
Yeah, it's Darty with the bomb, and Darty also has the utility with that HE flash and smoke. So maybe try to move that drop player back with the nade and the flash, and then take the control. And everyone shifting back over to the B site right now. So it looks like they'll go for a split, and you can see Zart and Standa pushed up long A, and they are starting to creep out. They will get this information that mid is clear, and the flank could be on very, very quickly. So Torpedo will need to be quite successful. And here they go. They don't even use the utility. 3 people in the drop right now. Yuho forced to fall back. Alu also here at the rock moves into the connector doors, and now Downey and Darty about to start working themselves off the platform, and that's where the nades went. Darty went over there. He smoked the connector, but oh man, Yuho and Sunny, 2 big frags. Sunny with another one. That's his second. And Darty trying to clear out the chicken coop. KFC sees the shadow. Now will chase down Sunny, and it's a one-on-one. Zart versus Darty. And very, very low, 13 HP. That means Darty's getting this bomb down. Zart gonna push forward. See, on the backside of the rectangle, Darty doesn't know which way he's gone. Zart creeping around. And there it is, now behind the rock. He's got the bomb in his sights this time. Peeks out the left. Darty's there. Too quick, and of course HP in his favor. So Torpedo do take the pistol round.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like it was going to work out pretty well there for ENCE, based on how we were kind of seeing people posturing up. I mean, that flank came in pretty quickly, and you did see Torpedo was kind of held up in the drop room for quite a while, which even kind of further let that flank set in and get them right up behind Torpedo. But Torpedo just won the exchanges. I mean, once they got into the site, they were just, winning some nice battles. It came down to a 1v1, but it was Darty who kind of had the higher HP and the bomb down. So it was just kind of all around just better gunfighting from Torpedo, I guess, or just maybe just slightly one step ahead of their opponent, and that's enough to win a round. And we will see ENCE because of that just force up here. A lot of CZs, a lot of armor. The Zart pretty aggressive here on the stairs, but he's the only A defense. Everyone else is stacked over towards the B-bomb side.
Well, decent with that UMP. Finding that first frag. That's going to be Zart down. Rotations now coming back over as we're pretty heavy on that B site. Yuho's trying to get in. Standa stuck up on the balcony thanks to the nades and the Molotovs. He goes down. Yuho's close with that CZ. Seeing so much CZ play thus far in these European pro placements. Alu storming through the door. Good for 1, but that is all. It's now Sunny left to cause some damage. There are some rifles here. Still another player or 2 take some of those away, but no, it won't happen.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not much you can say about that round, right? It's ENCE, you kind of have to gamble on a force spy like that to see if you can't steal a round back. They gambled on, a slight B stack. They had a counter boost going down at drop-down room, and they had a couple of guys just playing in the B site, just leaving one player alone. I think that was Zart with the CZ in danger, and I mean, it was a full-out A hit from Torpedo against basically one guy. So, I mean, there's not really a whole lot that can be said in that type of situation. It's obviously going to favor the one with the bigger numbers, and now we see ENCE trying to stack the A side of the map instead. But Darty's just kind of picking up on this aggression, so that bomb should quickly move into the bomb side, I would assume.
All right, Adder's still back in T-spot. He's fallen back because 3 people have pushed and taken control of middle, even with their weaponry the way it was, able to get out there. And Adder just falls back, not wanting to lose that AK. He was able to take out one of them, and then, erring on the side of caution. Don't want to give a free rifle to ENCE because really, realistically, that's all they want. They want to be able to pick up a rifle, and keep as much money growing as possible when they get into round 4, which will be the first rifle round of the game. Molly just trying to kill everybody here.
Yeah, they're just trying to avoid giving more money to this guy with the MAC-10 as best as they can. Stonda has a MAC-10 of his own, though, so I'm surprised he's not trying to go out there and find kills. He might get one here, but no, it's going to be, was it Mally or Mal?
I've been saying Mala, but if you say it fast, it turns into Molly. You know, who knows?
Molly. Okay.
I know they're Swedish, but I kind of just read everything like it's German anyways, and it's usually close enough for most of the languages over in that part of the world.
Fair enough.
I can ask my Swedish friend if you'd like.
Yeah, why don't we do that? Clarification if we can. It's probably one of the things we get riddled on the most is for name calling, or how we say names, so we'll try to get that right for you. But as you said, first gun round coming in here now. We are going to see the op on that particular player, Mala, who is just going to be out there on mid by himself. Everyone else gathered up inside B lobby. So pretty typical start to a T round on Cobble. Most teams seem to favor this type of setup to kick rounds off.
Alright, I think it might be Molly.
Okay.
I asked to dominate from Publicly. We saw him play the other day. Pretty funny guy.
Go.
He said if I was saying anything bad about him on the broadcast, he was going to fart in a box and mail it to my house. So, that box has not arrived yet.
We could actually mail you a box of shit. Like, you can do that now with the Cards Against Humanity or whatever. I don't know if you knew that.
We can mail a lot of things. I'll pass on receipt. I would return that one to sender, I think.
Good idea.
As Torpedo trying to continue the success that they found early off that pistol round win and get the 4th, but Stonda starts it off with the op, and that's on the back of the B platform. He finds 2. Sunny goes in through the window. That allows Decent to take him out. Yuho waiting on the other side, watching the drop exit. Stonda, though, just keeps on fragging. He's taking down everybody that was working that platform. Now he's blind. Good job from Adder. Ooh, what a nade from Zart, able to take down 1, and that hurts Decent pretty badly. On 2 HP, he falls. Stonda, the big star of that round, and ENCE taking the first rifle.
Yeah, I mean, that was just Stonda taking a more aggressive position for an Opera. I guess you see a lot of Operas kind of play more behind the statue, or at KFC, as you call it, there in the back of the chicken coop. But we saw Stonda getting actually up on the long B platform, and no one could get him off of it. I mean, he pretty much shut down the long B attack solo, and then he was able to direct his attention over to the drop down room and found one more before finally getting traded out. So when you're basically going 3 for 1, you're going to have a tough time coming back from that. And so Torpedo do forfeit their first round, but still plenty of money to make a full buy here. This time they're leaving Downey alone over at B, while the rest are gathering up over here at A. And Alu's pretty far back. Zard has a slight aggressive position. He's going to be able to see kind of the craft, but he's only going to be able to spot one player before he's probably forced to fall back. In which case, you're going to deny a lot of information to ENCE. Now it's going to be hard for them to figure out how to rotate, I think.
Well, Zart's able to get that smoke down, but it wasn't a great one. It leaves a bit of a gap. I mean, sometimes that just works out. It gives you one thing to focus on, but the same is true for the terrorists that are trying to peek through the gap as well. They can peek and just expect the CT. So Zart, I believe, making the smart call and backing off. Who is that lurking over a B? We saw briefly. That's Downey on the T side, making sure no one counter boosts or pushes into Museum. And our boys at A, that will be Alu and Zart, who has slid down here to the bottom of CT slope.
This is such a tough position to be in if you're ENCE, because you have no idea how many people are actually at A right now, so you can't really rotate just yet. So it's going to be basically a 4-on-2, and this boost from Alu is going to have to come up big.
And, well, I don't know if one kill constitute as big, but Zart will get another. Even still, Molly and friends have taken the site. Speaking of Molly's, we'll throw it up to the balcony, flash out. That actually doesn't get anybody. I think Yuho was behind the truck there. Zart finds one. I'm not even sure how. Maybe that smoke hadn't quite bloomed yet. Or he just got lucky through it. Probably going to walk out. Good for 1, but ENCE getting into these rifle rounds 2 in a row should put Torpedo... Well, actually, Torpedo's planted the bomb.
Yeah.
Their money's not completely in a dire state, but it's still not great.
Yeah, I mean, they have a couple of guys that certainly have enough money to make a purchase here, but they also have, you know, Downey and Adder, who don't really have enough money to do a whole lot, so it looks like they are just going to try to force up what they can, though. We see a couple of AKs come out. We do see some Tech 9s out as well, and a good bit of utility, so we'll see what they'll be able to do. But, yeah, that was just ENCE. Even though they were kind of on a 2v4, they still traded 2 for 1, plus Juho caught the flank through drop-down room. So, you know, just able to make the retake work despite, you know, not being well set up for the initial defense. because of that. Torpedo is stuck on quite a force here, and it seems like they want to favor the B-bombs, which makes sense. These Tech 9s can be pretty useful in those close-range battles here at the drop-down room, so let's see if it works out.
Yuho's playing it pretty passively at the window, which usually makes me nervous, but if you look at Sunny, he's in the back of KFC watching the drop exit. So he's got Standa's run up while Standa's sitting on the B site watching the platform with the op. So a good set of crossfires onto the B site. Yesterday we saw some poor decision making on the CT side at B with their crossfires and passive drop play. Here though, doing a better job. Decent with the drop room control. It means the rotators are coming in through the rock. That's Yuho and Alu. And pretty much the site taking control of. Bomb has yet to cross completely over, and that's what is being watched right now from ENCE.
Getting kind of held up right now because the rotate's already set in and they're really out of utility. There's only one smoke left on the Decent, but Downey able to swing out. The Tech 9 finds a kill, and then that opens Decent up for 2 of his own. And wow, that just kind of went quickly, right? I mean, we're at a standstill for quite a while there on the 3-on-3 as people were just kind of getting held up and just waiting. But then finally Torpedo bites the bullet, steps out, and they're rewarded for it. They go, 3 for 0 on the trade and just close out the round. So the force buy pans out, and now you have ENCE who will force up what they can. And if this doesn't work, I mean, they're definitely going to have to save, if not double save. So this could be where Torpedo really starts to pull out ahead if ENCE aren't able to make this kind of force buy work out.
I mean, Cobble's a map where this can certainly be dangerous. Let's take a look at Standa. He's playing that broken wall with the Mag 7. Saw a ton of use of that weapon in the, what was it, the Minor Americas? And,
yeah, it's the best spot to have.
Or no,
the
the Last Chance
drop
Americas
room, right?
with Optic playing. Yeah, it's definitely one of the best. And then the CZ, of course, very, very powerful. And so many corners around on this A site of Cobble.
The ENCE is kind of holding their ground aggressively at A. They don't want to give up, their positioning there and like deny themselves information. But now we finally see Zart kind of fall back. Him and Alu, and once again, not really going to be sure how many people are over here just yet. I think we do have Yuhu counter boosted though, so he might be able to get them some good information.
Yeah, Zart, the only thing I don't like with Zart right now is the fact that he has a Deagle. Playing such close angles with a Deagle, that slower rate of fire, it's going to take a couple, and looks like he will get none. As he's just going to go down. It gets opted out by Molly, who is now still making his way up. Alu hiding behind that wooden fence. And he's seeing these nades. Alu probably starting to salivate. He knows that someone is about to push up on him here.
A lot of damage dealt, though, by Standa with the Mag. He kills one and takes Downey down to 1 HP. So with these CZs coming in, it's not, out of the equation for instance to pull this thing off. But it is going to be Adder who takes Yuho out. And now Alu, he will have an AK. And there are a couple of low HP players here on the B-bomb site. Will he go for it? It seems like he's thinking about it. See if he can get a quick pick, and then maybe he'll decide to go for it. I think he should. I mean, you're saving next round no matter what anyway.
Yeah, 1 AK into a round with just all pistols doesn't usually lead to all that much. So Alu's going to try to make it as expensive as possible. And actually, Molly will miss that shot. Alu maybe with a chance for some more. You see Downey on 1 HP. Someone's going to have to peek him here. It will be Molly. Missing again. Now Downey with 1 HP goes out. And okay, at the fadeaway Tech 9 as they start to run, bomb's going to blow. They get the kill onto Alu. He was able to get one more as he worked his way into that B site. But now they are really broke. And Torpedo, well, it was looking like maybe they were out of it initially. Just the rifles were very strong from ENCE, but they strike right back with 2 of their own. So now 5-2 and keeping that 3-round buffer.
And another save coming out here from ENCE. Next round, they should have enough money to put something together. But yeah, they should even still be able to get an op on Standa as well. So this will be the last round where they're really going to be kind of at a disadvantage here. So you do see some jump peeking going on. Molly just waiting for him to do it again. It's got the op ready for it, as they are definitely going for a strong B hit against what is a 3-stack at A from ENCE. So this is going to be tough to hold. And I mean, Torpedo trades 2 for 1. They have the site, and ENCE are way out of the way. So this round certainly in the bag for Torpedo now, I'd assume. So we'll move on with a 6-2 lead for Torpedo. So far they've shown us a little something here.
Yeah, well, Alu's going all the way into spawn. Zart and Sunny working on their way up the stairs. Gonna try to set up for some exits, although I think Adder with that Mac 10 might have discovered that no one is in the connectors, so I expect everyone on Torpedo to leave from that direction, so it might be hard for ENCE to even come by these exit frags. They obviously just want to kill somebody, try to get an AK, maybe even pick up that op. Saw Stonda make a big difference with that on one of those first 2 rifle rounds that ENCE won.
Yeah, exactly. So half their rifle round wins so far have come off of Stonda's op, and that's obviously been the storyline for the team. Stonda's op has been pretty good for them. So a lot of people expect maybe Alu to have it. Stonda's done good work with it. And of course, Yuho's kind of the other guy to keep an eye on here as the op will come out. This is a map where double op is viable for sure, but they don't really have the money to support that. So it is just going to be Stonda, Sunny, in fact, even on a FAMAS. So it's still not the best situation here for ENCE, and if they lose this round, they're back right again to a save. But they also have Torpedo's money down pretty low on a couple of players, so they have a chance to maybe reset them and put them on kind of a broken buy. So this round does hold a lot of weight on how the rest of the map is going to play out, but the aggressive pick from Stunna does not work out this time. Molly waiting for it. Now they have an instant 5v4, and they're going to use it to start attacking the T-Bombs right away.
All Sunny, though, just flashes up, walks through the smoke, trying to make the play to bring his team back into this. Gets a kill on the dart. He actually lit up Molly as well on the 9 HP. He waits underneath the B plant wall. That won't work out. Decent finds it. Now Alu moving in real quick. Got to win the trade there with Decent. He does. That one-on-one battle, a success. And here's Yuho. Bit of a spray. Took it all the way to the last bullet, but he brings down Adder with the headshot. Bomb is dropped in a round that started off great for Torpedo. Now suddenly not looking so good. Downey tries to work himself out with a nice jumping pop flash, kind of flashes himself, but still somehow wins out over Alu. Now Yuho watching, we've actually seen him in that position quite a few times watching that drop exit, will win against Downey, and it's Molly 1v2 with 9 HP. Very, very low, but fortunate for him, ENCE out of nades, and Molly does have an op. If he can somehow get these 1v1 battles, maybe he can still pull through on round 9.
Yeah, I mean, they're not even really 100% sure
they're
where
rolling
he is.
out.
Yeah.
I don't know the bomb's down?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask. Did they not see if the bomb was down? That would be the only reason why they would be doing this, is that they think, oh, this guy's bringing the bomb back to A. Molly, meanwhile, thinks they know the bomb is down, so he's like really scared to do a whole lot.
Oh, wait, it's down on... Okay, that's why. I thought it was just in the grass, but it's actually down on the platform, so they never really had the line of sight on it.
So true. Okay.
I mean, it still sort of popped up on the radar when Yuho killed whoever was carrying it.
Right.
But
that's why Molly's probably so confused that no one's here. He's actually running away. If only he would have known, right? That's kind of the beauty of us being able to look at the map overview and have X-ray and all those beautiful things. Is we're like, please just go in there and plant the bomb. No one's there. But in reality, I mean, he's thinking these guys are totally on to me right now. No chance. Might as well just save the op. And it's a good idea because with that round loss, money was pretty tight on the team, but since he can save the op and he can drop a player, they're still able to get a full purchase here. And what a round that was, though. I thought Torpedo had it in the bag after the initial pick, but Sunny slowed him down a bit, and in the chaos of the round, ENCE were able actually to pull back ahead despite suffering an early casualty, and now they're right back into this half.
Yeah, still another rifle round here on round 10. Winner of this pretty much puts the other team on an eco or force buy situation. So this round will have a lot of implications going further here at map 1 Cobble, this best of 3 between Torpedo and ENCE. And Molly once again will start it off.
Yeah,
with the frag.
2 in a row. He's going to get the opening pick. Can Torpedo actually capitalize this time, though, is the question. They are trying to roll for the aim onset, but Alu hiding behind the cannons here with the M4. 2 big kills, looking for a third. Gonna find it, so really well done. And man, what a round. But Torpedo, they're bringing it back. They have a 2-on-1. Wow. They've had a lot of rounds like that, right? Where it's just like you think one team's kind of ahead and then just a bunch of stuff happens very rapidly. And before you know it, the team that was down comes right back and wins it.
Yeah, it was actually Yuho under balcony, kind of back of that van, making the initial contact with the Torpedo members who were running up that wooden fence. So they were really tunnel visioned in on Yuho. That allowed Alu to peek out, get 2 kills. He has 4 bullets. He trusts in his aim. He goes out for 1 more, finds the 3rd. At that point, you're like, all right, round's over. Good job, ENCE.
Yeah.
But no, then I believe it was Downey. Big 2K, and brings it right back. And Torpedo actually took that round, and like I said, whoever won that put the other team on an eco force buy situation, and here's ENCE with just upgraded pistols and armor.
Right.
And they're actually really poor. They might have to do this into to another eco. So possible double eco territory for ENCE, which means at least 9 rounds for Torpedo.
Absolutely right. And again, though, we've just had so many rounds be so chaotic where a team gets an early lead, and this time it's going to be ENCE. But can they actually roll it out to a win? No, Darty here in connector, cutting off the rotate. Meanwhile, Torpedo, they have the A bomb site, and they have a 3 versus 3. I mean, yeah, how many rounds have we seen where one team gets 2 opening kills, 3 opening kills, and their opponent just says, ah, whatever. We're down 2, but we're going to still win.
Trying to lure them into a false sense of security. Like, yeah, you got this round. And they take it away.
One's still like on the verge either way right now. Though.
Oh, that was 2 for 1. Somehow threading the needle between them both. Molly's still hiding out, but oh, that leaves Darty alone. He couldn't fend off the mass of CT bodies that were just running at him. Dart with 2 kills, and they're jumping up, getting that vision, and spraying through the boards, and they take down Molly. Didn't really even have a fighting chance. Do they have the defuse, though? Looks like they will. Sure. It'll be close.
Just have it.
We had a 0.05 second defuse yesterday on, I think it was Overpass. It was crazy. That one was also somewhat close, within a second. Or even less than a second. But it won't tell us. It's going to tell us instead that Huho killed an enemy with his very last bullet.
Yeah, I mean, what a round that was. I mean, that was ENCE actually getting some quick initial kills and actually capitalizing on it. So it's one of the first rounds we've seen it go that direction, where the early team in the round that had success actually yields a round win from it.
They only had pistols, too.
And now ENCE is going to avoid that whole double save scenario that you were mentioning. And now it's actually Torpedo, who are going to be on a force here, but if they don't make this work, they're not going to have much to work with next round. It looks like they're trying to go for a quick B, and Darty opens it up. Very nice shot there on the Standa, and they're just going to continue to roll out, but the rotate's already set in. But it doesn't matter. Torpedo's just getting the frags.
Standa fell asleep at the scope right there. He got wrecked by, who was that? Darty running out. Darty found 2 entries onto this B site against this ENCE rifle round. Maybe ENCE would just stick with the pistol armors. As Yuho getting mollied once again, he being forced to back off. Like that player jumping out of the smoke. Yuho, of course, full blind, doesn't see it. Now full blind again. This man doesn't even have eyes. He's been blind for so long. Nice nade. It looked like Decent stepped on a landmine as he went to peek out. Now Yuho and Alu making this comeback. This retake a reality with quite a few frags as they move in, but Molly looking to shut it down. That leaves Alu all alone. He's going to smoke, try to actually, maybe he's on the bomb. Are they peeking out to do this spray? That's what Alu was hoping for. And what? Somehow able to get Downey through the wooden box. Finds his 2K, but will have to run away.
I mean, all that round is really just owed to Darty. I mean, he just swung out on the long B platform and found 2 really nice entries. Just some nice headshots there from him. And he brings Torpedo right back into it. It's so great because every time one of these teams is up against the wall where their economy is about to get shattered, they might even be forced into a double save scenario. Somehow they find it to win the round and kind of force the other into a tough way. Look, I mean, ENCE just had their money reset again. Now they're just mag 7ing on 2 players, a couple of M4s, a Deagle. We've seen them win with less, so I don't want to count them out, but obviously losing this round would be detrimental to their economy, and that could be where finally Torpedo pulls out ahead and secures a pretty big half. But again, can't really count on that the way this game has played out so far, as they're setting up for a B hit, and that mag 7's right where it needs to be with 2 kills.
Yeah, the farming tools come out, and it's time to reap the harvest. It's $1,800 for Yuho. Stonda's still with his. He played at the Broken Wall last time. He's actually in the secondary drop room, so there were 2 lines of mag 7 defenses and drop. There's actually almost no way you're taking control of that. In that case, the mag 7 is literally the best gun for the job, so it's not like they were that underfunded. But this is the problem. Now you still have a mag 7 on the field and the Deagle, and you've got to go in for the retake. Now stun is not actually all that useful. Alu has been spotted coming up the long B. Yep, and he's down. Molly and Downey both getting some quick headshots. And now it's up to Standa with the mag. Jumps through the smoke, but doesn't expect Adder. 9-4.
And it's another one of those rounds where it starts off looking great for one particular team, but it doesn't end that way. So while they were able to hold off the drop-down part of that D split with the mag 7, Torpedo's still able to get out of long B quite well, get some good kills, and get that bomb planted. And the other big thing was actually picking up that flank from Alu. They were paying mind to it. They were able to catch him before he had any type of impact, and that pretty much killed all chances for ENCE retake to work out. And so again, ENCE, very, very low money. They're going to keep force buying out the rest of the half, but that's going to mean they're not going to have a whole lot to work with for the rest of the rounds here in the first half of Cobble. So Torpedo has a great opportunity now to really get that big T-side lead you'd hope for on this map. In fact, they might even overachieve. I think 11 would be probably even a little bit more than expected.
Yeah, it's probably more than enough. Though, let's go over the kills real quick. Yuho and Alu at the top of their team with 13 kills and 11 kills respectively. It's been Molly and Downey that have led the fragging. Molly, of course, getting so many opening kills. He's 14 and 5 right now. Downey, 12 and 6. And also Darty has been pretty big to open up the B side a couple rounds, but he's only 9 and 12.
The big thing there is Standa. Like, he had that one big round with the op, but otherwise the economy hasn't really been there for him to pick up a lot of ops.
Yeah, and that was 3/5 of his kills for this entire game. So that was what, round 5 he got 3 kills, and since then he's only found 2 more. So yeah, Standa needs to find something that's going to work for him. And maybe it's this, oh wow, someone fortunate. Surely thought that would be at least one mag 7 frag, but no, Downey will take him down.
Now Torpedo rolling out on the site here. They have a 4-on-4. The bomb is going down, but ENCE are quick to try to make the retake work. They couldn't stop the bomb from planting, but they've gotten a couple of kills. They have it into a 2-on-2. Sunny does still have that AK as well, so there's still hope. But this is some pretty good post-plant positioning here from Torpedo. They're exactly where they want to be to prevent a defuse from going off here. It's going to be up to Sunny to start to sneak in here and bust this up.
Well, there's Sunny with a chance to do it. It came into that 2-on-2. ENCE were able to get some guns in their hands, and Sunny will just move up, take the battle, and there it is. A 3K for Sunny. Puts him at 9 and 10. Sunny was a person that was not consistently present during the last chance qualifier. And actually doesn't even have it. Oh, he does. That looked weird in third person. It looked like he started to run away, but the bomb got defused. But so far, Sunny has been quite present in this pro placement tournament. Starting out a little slow here on this map, but still, you know, one more round in this half and, of course, the second half to play.
We're on to the last round of the half, and it is, in fact, Torpedo. And I feel like almost every round we've watched this half, with the exception of maybe the first couple of gun rounds, has been like this, where one team is stuck on kind of a mixed buy, mostly because no teams are leaving those streak rounds together. I mean, the only time I really saw was Torpedo. They struck 3 rifle rounds together. Other than that, it's been 1 or 2 rounds apiece going back and forth, and that's really hurt ENCE more than anything, because they haven't been able to put an op on Standa at all, and you could see the impact that's had on his play. He hasn't put up the numbers that you'd hope for. I think that's what's really allowed Torpedo to kind of take the lead here. But can they finish out the half with an even bigger lead, or is ENCE going to still put themselves in a respectable spot? I mean, 6-round CT, it's not too shabby for this map. It's not ideal, but it's workable.
I mean, even with the op, Standa had the 3K round, but there was another one when he was on the site, and he actually just lost out to an AK battle. That was the round where Darty got 2 entries into the B site, so even when he has had it, he hasn't necessarily been making that big of an impact. And then I think maybe one other round on B, he got it with got a kill or 2, but they still might have lost. Alright, 4-on-4. Sunny in the god spot over here to B. Never, ever checked the first time you play it, but you do need the long platform to hold, so I'm surprised it worked out, because Standa was just playing with the scout from in sight. Zart at the rock, and Darty is so incredibly low on 3 HP. If only there were any nades here, and he's actually just going to get aggressive and push, which seems crazy. And all right, Downey. I think Alu did his part. He wasn't able to get the kill, but he got this man to 11 HP. Surely there's no way that Zart can lose this battle as long as he can find him in time. And I think that's what Downey's going to hope on. He's just going to be slithering dust.
He is slithering around. Zard seems to be wise to it, though, but he doesn't have a kit, which means he can't really play around a whole lot. He needs Downey to peek soon. Yeah, I think actually now, even if he gets the kill, he can't defuse.
Well played by Downey.
Yeah, that was really well done. And there you have it. And that's a couple. That was actually 3 rounds where ENCE didn't have a kit. A couple times they were able to get the defuse with just barely enough time left, but there, it cost them. And so Torpedo's up 10-5. So what a game from Torpedo. I mean, I think most people were probably looking for ENCE to take this one. I didn't get a big chance to check everywhere, but I know some of the stuff I saw really had ENCE as a slight favorite, but we've also seen a couple of sites where Torpedo was a slight favorite. So
this is the maps were Cobble, Train, Mirage, right?
I
believe so. And we never actually got a chance to make the predictions off the start. I felt that this would go 3 maps, and I was actually pretty unsure as to who would take it, because I'm sure the community is favoring ENCE. It seems like they have a lot of support. I thought YP would beat ENCE on day 1. That didn't happen, but the community was overwhelmingly still in ENCE's favor. Maybe it's just the power of the Finnish fans I don't
I actually
know.
saw on Go Lounge Torpedo had a 55% favorite.
Yeah, I do kind of like the chances of Torpedo. I mean, if they get Cobble, though, I haven't really seen ENCE play Train. You think they would be a good Train team, though, given the fact that they like to double op if they can make it happen on Train.
We'll see. We're right into the pistol of this one, though, and Torpedo so far. Just so many one-tap headshots going on between Adder and Darty right now, and my goodness, just a full headshot round from Torpedo there. They barely even took any damage. That is one of the more dominant pistol round victories you'll see in this game. Just a clean sweep from Torpedo. Holy cow. They were hitting some headshots there.
They were, and that doesn't look good here on map 1, and was kind of commenting on Train. I think Torpedo, I would have favored Torpedo more so on Train, and which would have got us into a map 3, and I think map 3 would be very interesting considering it's Mirage, and it's both of these teams' most played maps. Right. And ENCE at times have looked unbeatable on Mirage, and then have also faltered and not looked so great, so I don't know, it's a hard one to call, but I'm hoping for 3 maps here, especially since this is our only series today for Europe.
That is true. We're going to be done for the day after this until NA at the nighttime, as we are going to see Torpedo looking to close this one out, but ENCE looking to see if they can't steal it away. They do have a 3-on-3. They're starting to get into the A-bomb site here. They're beginning to even pull out a man ahead, but finally... Yeah, I mean, it's so close, but Darty is now in a 1 versus 2. The bomb will make its way into plant. His support Zard is low on HP. Detected, but he's also dinked Darty down to 9 HP, so... This is not looking good. It's looking like ENCE are going to be able to steal this one away. It's already even snuck around the mid-slope. And that's it. Wow. Like, so many rounds have played out this way, man. This has been a chaotic game. A chaotic game.
I mean, I guess Darty wasn't aware of what weapons they had picked up, but I'm pretty sure that the player that landed the bomb had an ump, but the man at long A still was on a Tech 9. If he had just walked out with the FAMAS looking at long, he probably wins that because both terrorists were pretty low, but instead he tries to do a quick little strafe jump and he actually gets dinked. I don't know how at that range he gets dinked by a Tech 9, but he does, and the round is pretty much forfeit at that point. So some chaotic rounds back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
Hard to even call which way they're going to go after one team finds 2 openers.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we've seen so many 5v3s just turn on its head. And I mean, I guess the one thing we can pull out of this game is that while it has been chaotic and kind of back and forth, Torpedo's always found a way to remain ahead throughout the game. Like when it mattered most, when ENCE's economy was starting to build up, when their economy was starting to kind of shrink, they were still able to pull out the rounds they needed to maintain a lead and even take a good lead at the end of the first half. They were up 10-5, one pistol up 11-5, but losing that round obviously hurts. They will force up here as best they can. Some armor, some upgraded pistols coming in and setting up for what appears to be just trying to get drop room control. I'm not even sure what they'll do with it. They could split A again, kind of like they did last round.
Yeah, drop room control, a lot like wrist control. When a fist fight pretty much allows you to do whatever you want with your opponent. And Shonda just going to go straight up the CT slope and take down Decent.
And then you pull out your gun.
Yeah,
after you maintain wrist control.
Oh, so you got that right.
Yeah, I got
nice.
it.
That's Downey. Dude, that video is so funny.
Is that Derek comedy or what?
Yeah,
that
was Derek comedy.
Okay.
Couldn't remember which one did it, but yeah. Downey here. Not going to be able to do much else but roll this CZ over. Good old Derek comedy, man. That's where Childish Gambino came from.
Indeed.
Danny Glover, however you say it. The Daniel
Donald.
Glover? Donald
Danny Glover is definitely another person.
Yeah, my bad.
But
I knew
Donald
Glover
is, yes, the person who raps under the name Childish Gambino. Also on Community, you see some other people from Derek Comedy getting picked up in things. The Shock Top commercial at the Super Bowl, that guy was one of the people from Derek Comedy.
Oh, okay.
I have not seen the person in the karate video though ever in anything else. Maybe I just
anybody out there in chat know what we're talking about, or are we just?
I'm sure somebody does.
Someone has to have known.
The only crack you'll be getting is in your dreams.
I think the other big Derek Comedy video was the one with Game Cubes and
Axe body spray.
I can't even say the name. I don't even know if I should say the name of the video on air, so I won't. But
yeah, you probably should refrain.
Yeah. Matty Ice here, cracked open while we get into this round. 11-7, still in favor of Torpedo, but ENCE, after winning that 4 spot in the second round, has been able to start moving towards closing this gap. They actually will pull out A. Alu's going to see there's no one here soon. That may actually cause him to grab that bomb and fall back as Alu presses in the connector, still undetected. Yeah, there they go. Sony picks up the bomb. He's going to head back to A. Maybe not. No, they're going to try to press into B, and oh my, Alu.
Oh, he is spotted out, but it doesn't matter. He takes down Darty and Molly. Now he's got the nades. He does a little bit more damage on Downey. Actually, Downey's able to run away. Now Adder on the platform. He's not able to hold. Downey under broken wall with the USP. He falls and ends storming through. So now finding 3 rounds in a row. Back within striking distance of Torpedo. I mean, still 3 rounds behind, so a bit of a comeback to make. ENCE, though, from the limited data we have, their T side on Cobble has been a lot stronger than the CT side. So maybe the 10-5 half wasn't the nail in the coffin.
I missed you, Twitch chat. I really did. They
Yeah,
said
they do a good
Donald
job.
Glover equals dong lover. Raise your dongers, man. Like it. Raise those dongers. I think that I read that round wrong. I actually didn't even know A was clear. He just knew he got up connectors, so that was actually the right call for them based on the info they had to try to just surprise B. And it worked out. Ali gets a couple of kills before going down, helps open up the site, and now ENCE have it at 8-11, so there's the few rounds away from tying this thing up. What the heck just happened? Was it just like a nade simul with M4 splay equals death immediately?
Yeah, through
I
the
guess?
smoke, too.
Man.
I mean, everyone throws the smokes. I guess, you know, you practice this map, you know how to aim through that smoke to where people want to line them up themselves. And a nade and a couple bullets takes Stonda out. No chance to even fight back. Just like that, it's a 5-on-3.
Sonny did get out here on the platform, though. He's actually looking to see if anyone's boosted tree. They may not know that he's here, and he may actually be able to catch Adder, who's trying to boost up. Oh, they just spot each other in one of those awkward moments, but Adder still collects the kill. And now it's a 4 versus 2. Alu does get one with the AWP, but it's not looking good for ENCE in general.
Heard a chicken die. Candle in the chat for them. As Sart storming in, trying to make another 3v5 possible, but no. Things make sense here in round 20, and Torpedo will win as they got those 2 opening picks.
I mean, that round started off rough and ended pretty much equally as so. Good play there from Torpedo, now up 12-8, starting to whittle away at ENCE's economy already, but they're at the risk of having their own economy reset here, so this is a pretty important round. This could either be ENCE working towards that tie again or Torpedo edging out to maybe 14-8 before ENCE can really pose another big serious threat. And it looks like ENCE again looking to try to come out B here. This time they're not going to eat a bunch of damage right off the bat. But some good counter nades coming in, slowing them down, but it looks like Zart wants to try his luck here.
Already very, very blind, and yep, Zart able to hit the opener as a result. Nice flashes, but here's Adder. Ooh, nearly finding 2, only comes away with 1. And now Decent covering the cross to the site, does have to worry about them pushing up the side of Rectangle. It is smoked, and okay, they're actually going to boost up to it and go on top of the tree here. And then Alu shows up from drop, and everything has quickly fallen apart for Torpedo. It's just Downey. He'll take the op and he'll run away.
Yeah, I mean, it was just kind of a similar hit to the previous round. The big difference maker was ENCE gets the opening kill. I mean, able to get out on the platform. Darty, as you said, super blind, able to pick him up for free. And then once you get that first kill on B, there's only like 2 guys left, and you're just working full control. This becomes really hard to defend against that, and so Downey will just have to try to see if he can't carry this up over to the next round, because obviously their money is going to be quite low with it being reset. I mean, ENCE has a great chance now to tie this thing up.
Downey killed a man, and they still have not been able to locate him. They're just hiding right here. Oh no! Okay, they found him. That shot, that was quite a flick. A scope, a shot, and a miss, but it was a near miss. And no weapons to be preserved here for Torpedo, so they're quite poor. The op would have been kind of nice. Still keep it expensive, keep ENCE in the territory where, you know, if they lost a round, they'd have to save. But here, ENCE just against pistols, if they could get through this with 4 or 5 people alive, they're kind of going to earn themselves, you know, a bit of a backup plan. If they happen to lose a rifle round, they'd still have the money to go for another one.
Yeah, as long as they can win this one clean, which theoretically they should. There's not a whole lot there, but those deagles, we do know that they can pose a threat, especially if you can get some range battles and fire off a couple of shots, and if you can hit the head, it's still a kill, so let's see if they can get put to use here by Downey, Adder, and Darty. As Adder's already taken a good bit of damage himself, though. Had to go ahead and fall back off his position. Downey and Decent also taking a little bit here. They did get some damage on the Yuho, but otherwise, ENCE fine and content, just sitting back, waiting to see if there's going to be any aggression here from Torpedo. And there's a little bit. Adder does go down trying to peek into Long B, so ENCE now has that one-man advantage.
Yep, still playing it slow too. Not going to break the rule of 5v4. And who is that at A? That's Molly pushed down here on CT. Slope with the P250. Backing him up in sight is going to be Darty long range with the Deagle. So I kind of like the way they've set up here with the pistols, but they are going to be pressured. Two men have already got up long. Molly is extremely blind, and he gets the kill. Oh, blind. Sunny checked the wrong side first and turned around. Find a bullet in the face. That is so unfortunate. Oh, maybe it will have an impact on the round as Darty's able to get one more. It's getting costly. Decent even. Dying Wish gets that bullet to hit Yuho in the face. And Downey can cause some more damage here. Molly says not blind at all. He is a liar.
We have the proof. But can Downey actually bring this one full circle? Stonda does actually come off the angle, which allows him to get out there. Does some damage to Stonda. Not a remarkable amount, but enough to force him out of the sight and be a little bit more cautious.
Gotta panic,
still
Molly.
Up as well. Yeah, just making sure that the bomb can't get touched like that. And he will get taken down, but when we started that round off, our big focus was ENCE needs to win this one clean, right? They don't want to have their economy in a terrible spot. And as it stands, yeah, you do have a couple of guys with good money, but someone like Sunny is bought down way, way low. Even Alu going down pretty low on money as well. So you're going to put yourself in like kind of a broken by situation if you lose this round. You know, like only two guys are really going to be able to afford a whole lot. Maybe Stana can drop one guy, but it's just not the place you really want to be. But Torpedo doesn't really have a whole lot to try to punish for it. But last round, even with less, they were able to get some frags. So we'll see if they can do it here again, trying to push into mid and long A. This time it's not working out as well.
Downey gets in there with the backstab. He's been warming up on USP Ninjas, but unfortunately doesn't get the kill as they've got head armor. Only Yuho to fall. He found 2 kills before going down, and well, Torpedo tried to go for a bit of an A stack and mid push, but not working out. And ENCE now within 1.
Indeed, they are. They finally have a little bit of reserve money, so their first loss probably wouldn't lead directly to a say. They should still be able to force up another buy after that. Meanwhile, Torpedo is bought down all the way. Only a 4-round loss bonus coming in next round. They would be forced to save again if they can't make this one work, and that's where ENCE can actually take the lead. For the first time this game, I think, actually. I don't think they've had a lead yet. They've had some close instances where they were on the brink of it, but they never were quite there.
Yeah, they've never been leading since they lost that pistol. And the next 2 rounds at the start of the first half. Also lost the pistol at the start of the second half, but were able to strike back, get 3 in a row. Lost 1, or rather Torpedo won 1 on an island, and then you've got 3 more in a row for ENCE. Looking for the 4th here, but now round 24 is that rifle round. Molly with his op, Stonda with his, Decent with a passive drop play. Smoke off the window side. Flashes going in. Nothing into the drop room, though.
Wow, I mean, there's a pretty big stack here from Torpedo towards the B side. 4 players here. It's just Molly, who's got the op alone over on A, just watching the long A cross the balcony. So they have no info at all, and they've lost one of their players at B already. So unless ENCE commits to a full B hit here soon and the stack still holds strong, it's not looking good for Torpedo the way they're set up right now.
I like how Sunny cleared that very slowly. He was expecting an off angle, and he knows that he can move a little bit further back, have a wider angle to peek, and he just did it really, really slow and was able to see the side or the shoulder of that player Decent before Decent saw him, and he just won the trade straight up. It was kind of free, so well played. They'd be relying a bit on their tendency of the way they play drop room to do that. But here's Sunny on the lurk in a big spot, and yeah, he's caught off guard by Darty, so now that's a problem. Zart will still get the bomb down, and while Stonda has the sniper support here at the wooden fence, but they will have to start off very quickly with the pick, and they do not.
What?
Downey is actually going to start. I don't even know where Stonda's bullet went. Maybe someone forgot to load this op. Another close one there, but a miss, and Stonda just not finding success today. He's been the weak link of the team on this evening.
Very uncharacteristic from what we've seen in him in some of the other online tournaments they've played in with us, between the LCQ and then even earlier on in this tournament. But yeah, I'm not sure what the heck happened with that shot. It looked like it was dead on, but it wasn't apparently. And Torpedo hold ENCE off for now. But again, they need to fear the money reset because that sets them right back to double save territory possibly, and that's where ENCE can still tie up this game as they still had enough money in the bank over at ENCE to make a purchase here. And it looks like they are sitting up pretty heavily towards B again. This time the 4-man stack is not there. Sunny getting out dropped to him very, very quickly, forcing him back, trying to find a kill, but he was just all over the place, and Darty makes him pay for it.
Yeah, I would have liked... You had that Tech 9, I kind of wanted to see him go first and run out and allow the rifle to back him up. Maybe it would have worked out a bit better. Sunny, I don't know, maybe should have had one there, but he kind of had already started spraying. Then he saw the player at rectangle and it's CSGO. The reset on the rifles is pretty long, so you just continue spraying and none of it happened to land. So Sunny and Yuho are down on what was mostly a rifle round. Like I mentioned, there was that one Tech 9 player. But 13-11, and it's looking likely that Torpedo should push this to 14-11.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking that way. They already have a 5-on-3 here. You see ENCE is just trying to set the rest of their numbers up for some type of B execute, but I mean, everyone's here. Unless they can just win some sick gun battles, it's looking like Torpedo, excuse me, are going to hold ENCE off from that tie and avoid their own money being reset. And maybe even cleanly. They still have all 5 up, so this could be really, really good for them.
Oh, started actually taking damage. That was through even the smoke, I believe. Maybe it didn't quite cover it. Yeah, it did. Here's Aloe. Okay, he clears up the drop area for Zart. He's able to get off the broken wall and place plant behind the statue, not the smoke. And there you go. He's able to cross just as that smoke dissipates. He might be kind of pinched on the site now, and he's able to get one before he goes down. Now it's up to Stonda. Again, in a 1 versus 2 post-plant situation, he's just got to hit the op shots. They're even splitting up. He'll have these 1v1s, but he misses his first shot and the second. All right, now he brings down Decent. He's got very, very aggressive. This Molotov doing a lot of damage. Stonda now down to 37. 2 kills on the round thus far. Molly taps the bomb, has an op of his own, misses his shot.
Oh.
Now back onto the bomb, and this time he's just going to stick it, and I don't know if the count is there.
Oh,
no! He's out for the leg, and then Molly brings him down with the headshot as a rebuttal, and that is what you hate to see it.
You hate to. You definitely do, man. Like, Stonda played that pretty much to the T how you're supposed to in that situation, and just unfortunately he aimed a couple of pixels too low when he stepped out that second time. And that would have been big from him because we really haven't called his name out too much in a positive way since like the 5th round of the game when he had that big triple kill over on the B-bomb site to win one of the C2 rounds for ENCE. But that would have been a monster play to get ENCE back in the game, but he just fell short. You can't really harp on him too much. He definitely put in a good effort, just like I said, happened to aim a little bit too low there. And so that means Torpedo's on the verge of map point. Money low for both teams, however. And Torpedo would be the one. Like, that's the thing. They're not out the woods yet, man. They're still in double save territory if they lose a round. And that could be ENCE still tying the game up because of it. So while they're winning rounds, they're just barely doing so. That's just putting them in a kind of an uncomfortable spot. They're never breathing a sigh of relief when they run around because they're just still pressured a lot. And Stonda does get the opening kill here, and they actually have the A-bomb site now. It's completely open. They don't know it just yet, but you are certainly going to find out here in just a moment.
Yeah, well, Stonda got that kill while carrying the bomb, so I think the bomb might have been spotted. They kind of slow it down, but Yuho is all the way into the B side. He's slid at the back of van under balcony. Zart still working around here at the drop room, trying to keep these B players onto the site. He'll get Darty as he pushes long flat. Now fighting into Decent. Zart might want to just back off at this point, live to fight another day, and just make sure you don't drop around 5v3 the way that this has been going.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where ENCE would love to actually chase after these guns, because if you do, Torpedo's on a full double save with nothing to bring to the next round, but ENCE's money is also quite low. You know, they don't have a whole lot of money to rebuy themselves, so maybe they risk a couple of guys to try to get these guns down, but they definitely can't send out the whole team. These aren't trying to go for it. Sunny is also looking to see if he can't pick up Adder, and he does. That's one gun down, and now the rest are actually going to go ahead and just try to press in here. They're going to try to see if they can't get Decent and Downey down as well. Downey is going to be able to get one, so he's making this a little bit costly, but the CT's guns are way more important, and they're only going to be able to carry over maybe just one. No, none at all, and so this is still ENCE's opportunity to tie up this game now.
Yep, Stonda starting that round off with the first kill after the unfortunate circumstances that happened back on round 25. Now 14-12 within 2 rounds. So Yuho and Alu have stayed at the top of their team, even at the switch of half and playing most of the second half out now. Both of them with 22 kills. And it's still Downey and Molly doing most of the lifting here. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's why I hit him in the leg. Molly's just got big legs doing the heavy lifting here. He's obviously pulling down the squats. 21 for him, 25 for Downey. But look at this, Yuho Alu with the subs. And easy frags, easy money against Torpedo, who were pretty much defenseless.
Yeah. That's the thing. I mean, Torpedo are winning all these rounds. They won a couple in a row. They're starting to pull out ahead towards map point, but the moment they lose, they are just in the hole. And they're going to be in the hole here again. I guess they could force something out this round, but it wouldn't really be wise. Maybe they get a couple of upgraded pistols, like some P250s on some guys with some higher money, but otherwise it'll be similar situation to last round, which means ENCE in a good position to use these SMGs, especially that MAC-10 on Stonda, to rake up some extra cash and tie up the game. And I mean, it's only fitting that we're at this situation the way this game's played out so far. How back and forth it's really been. Uh-oh, this mid-stack. Nope, okay, well never mind. Just kidding.
Everyone's dead.
Yeah, what mid-stack?
I missed that. I looked away for a second. Everybody died. Sunny with
it
the
was
3K
looking
though.
good for a second for Torpedo. Like they had 3 guys on the mid slope crossfiring the door, and it looked like ENCE was setting up to push that. And I thought it was going to be them running into the blender, but it was definitely not the case. ENCE cleared that out pretty quickly. And that round was over really as soon as it began, and now we're tied up 14 all. Full buy from both teams. Torpedo's money though still really rough, so you feel like ENCE is a slight favorite here. But it still does come down to this round.
Yeah, and ENCE have done well to get these 3 in a row. Last 2 pretty convincingly, so even if they lose, they'll have a rifle again to fight for OT.
Right.
So they're in a pretty good spot right now. They've taken the reins back. And maybe even OT potential. As I knock on wood, because NA last night went really, really late with a lot of OTs in their first series.
Indeed. Let's see here. Can ENCE go ahead and move to map point here and now? If they can, they'll have a pretty easy time closing the game, as Torpedo won't have much to work with.
Well, they've got drop control here. Dart able to take point with his P90. Everyone else, it looks like they're going to put 3 out. And okay, they don't bait the shot, but it looks like they distract Molly enough because Stonda's able to just slide out and hit the shot. Another round opener for him. Adder unable to get that long-range spray down with the M4A4. Decent gets one back and is still trying to survive, but turns away. He was watching the drop exit, then decided to give it up for more pressing matters, but it's Sunny that got him in the back, and here's Alu with 2 to close it out. ENCE at match point, and Torpedo possibly down and out. Money is not good. They will have to force with everything they've got.
Exactly. That's kind of the biggest point to bring up, is that Torpedo just isn't going to have the utility this round to pose the proper defense they'd want to for an OT, but they still afford a couple of FAMASs. They got some upgraded pistols here. They got armor. They do have some smokes and incendiaries, so I mean, they have decent enough utility as far as nades go. It's just the firepower is a bit lacking in some of these pistol players, but do what they can do. You can obviously tell that ENCE are taking this one pretty cautiously. They don't want to run into some type of stack and just kind of throw away their advantage. They want to just kind of sniff things out here. Prod around the map. You do see just a couple here over towards B, but the rest are just looking to see if anyone's going to try to press long A or mid slope, and they're just going to see if Torpedo's going to, you know, gift him any kills here. Maybe give him an early Valentine's, something like that.
Do they even have that in Europe?
I have no idea, man. Don't rain on my parade, okay?
Sorry.
Mardi Gras here. I need to be ill towards the parades.
As Downey, I mean, he's got a pretty strong angle here, hiding behind one of the columns of the headshot wall at A. That smoke now going to disrupt things a little bit. He'll put a nade in.
Look at this here. I mean, Torpedo's pretty much hedged their bets on some type of A hit.
Yeah, so A heavy. It's crazy. Only Darty with the 5.7 and armor left over at B, and that's now where everything is going. Alu even starting to slide back, but I mean, he heard that nade, so he's kind of still holding out on A.
Yeah. but there's just no rotation in, and the B side's pretty much taken at this point. Finally, you're starting to see people make their way over, but they're really spread out. Only Adder's here at first. Molly's not even there to do anything, but Adder does get one kill at this FAMAS, so he's giving his team a little bit more time. A flank is setting in, but Sunny's there to cut it off, and that could be the final nail in the coffin there. Their one hope has been thwarted.
Wow, Sunny gets killed from behind, though. Decent just walks up, takes him down. Alu striking back to get that man advantage, and Zart, little does he know, but so much damage given there through the smoke to the two players in drop. That's Molly, last one trying to get out. Alu closes that round out with the 3K, and ENCE get it done from a 10-5 half. They get 11 on T side, and they will win 16-14 on their map pick of Cobble, which leaves Train as our second map, and that, of course, was the pick by Torpedo.
Indeed, and it's a map I haven't even seen ENCE play since they picked up Alu, except for against SK, where they got just completely destroyed. It's not one of the maps they've had a whole lot of time on since they put this 5 together. So with it being Torpedo's pick, still gotta think there's a little bit of hope there to push into a map 3. But when you look at the numbers from this map, first half was quite chaotic, but Torpedo always remained ahead. Second half was a little bit more dominant. You know, it seemed like ENCE was always in full control, very rarely gave up rounds. And I mean, look at the numbers there. I mean, it's a pretty tight spread with Standa, Sunny, and Zart. So even guys like Standa, who started off really rough, still wound up getting up to a decent frag count. And then obviously Yuho and Alu really just stayed strong the entire game, both near the 30s when it was all said and done. So really good by them. And when you look at their opponent, their numbers weren't bad either, though, right? Like, I mean, they had a similar scenario with pretty much everyone at least in the high teens. So it was really one of those games where it was quite close. I mean, the scoreboard completely reflects the type of game that it was.
I like Darty up at top with the efficacy. -10, but still at the highest efficacy. A lot of first kills for Darty, though, which is why maybe the numbers aren't as good for him, because he was dying early in the rounds, but he was opening up the sites pretty handedly on their T side. Still, it wasn't enough. They couldn't defend, as it is often hard to do on the CT side of Cobble. That was ENCE's pick, so not a lot of... Neither of these teams really had all that much data going into Cobble, but ENCE is going to pick Cobble.
Sure.
You expect them to maybe feel a little bit more comfortable on it. Torpedo, meanwhile, usually going for the overpass or train picks. Also don't have too much data on Train for either of these teams, but given how close that was, if everyone's form kind of remains the same, I'm going to have to give Train, as my camera has frozen immediately.
Sorry, man.
I really like when it freezes and just makes me look like a buffoon. But I think Torpedo will have the better chance here on Train, and I'm going to say that this will go to 3 maps, and I think Mirage will be very interesting between these two teams.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really sure what to think here. Again, I haven't really seen ENCE play a whole lot of Train, other than when they just got completely blindsided by SK in the qualifier. So I haven't seen them win a Train game, and they haven't even really played it a whole lot. But again, I'm not that knowledgeable on Torpedo either, so I'm not really sure how strong their Train actually is. But clearly they saw something. They saw it as an opportunity here, and so we'll just have to kind of sit back and see. But as close as that game played out, I could really see Train going, you know, either way, to be honest, just because I don't know much about either of these teams' Train. Just on pure talent alone, I guess, and the form we saw of the players in that last map, it certainly could be another nail biter. So we may see him at 3, or we could see ENCE maybe just edge out Torpedo just enough to close this thing out 2-0. So we'll just have to kind of take a break here first, and when we come back, we'll be able to see how that in fact plays out. So stay tuned.